Hi, I'm Michael from Digital Homebrew, and I just wanted to put together this quick update to show off an experiment I've been running on a new up-and-coming product, just before I move on to other things, so I can get this one all cleared up and keep you in the loop. This is the new heated stir plate that we're working on. It's called the Brewer's Stir Plate BSP 200H. And I don't know if we'll stick with that name or not, but the idea is it's like our digital stir plates with up and down speed control. It's PID locked to give you a consistent speed. It's improved because you've got these LEDs along the front, so just at glancing at it you'll now be able to tell what speed it's running at. And the main feature, of course, is that it now has a heater on the top of it as well for keeping your starter at a warm or consistent temperature during cold nights in winter or something like that. I was running an experiment with this on the Aussiehomebrewer website. I'll put a link in the description below this video so you can check out the results. As it stands, this has a temperature sensor inside the heater, and I ran an experiment running it at 29 degrees Celsius because it's coming into summer here. I just wanted to use a higher temperature for the experiment. And noticed that it was able to smooth out the troughs at night when the temperature dropped, but it wasn't perfect. It still couldn't keep the starter at a perfectly level temperature. Maybe if we insulated it, it would work a lot better. But rather than that, I thought, how about we run an experiment with an external probe coming off it that we can plug into the back and also have it measuring the actual temperature of the wort. And that way the microcontroller here can know the actual temperature that it's trying to control and control the plate that way instead. So this is the experiment down here that's been running over the last about a week or so, quite a few days. And this has got, as I said, I'll add a photo here. I've added a temperature probe to the back of the stir plate, and you can see that's coming around to the side where it's measuring the temperature of the starter. I've got a bit of foam here to insulate it from the ambient air, and it's just held in place with a rubber band. And to monitor this experiment, I've also got this old spark core thing set up I used for a previous experiment, and it's just measuring the temperature of the starter from the other side, just to verify how well we're holding the temperature. So as I said, this has been running for a few days. I'll cut across to the data now. You can see on the left here we've got the ambient temperature, and on the right here we've got the starter temperature. And as you can see, when I first turned it on, the starter temperature, well, it was 23.6 degrees. It very quickly reached up to our target of 29 degrees Celsius, and it stayed there, it tracked there quite well until it got really cold that night. So if we're looking at about 9 AM, so from 4 AM to 9 AM there, we can see down here as well there was a peak from 4 AM down to 7, 8, 9 AM. There is the bottom of it there. So when the ambient temperature dropped about 7.5 degrees below the target temperature of the starter, that's when there's just not enough power left in this this model of the stir plate, at least, to heat it up anymore, at least without having some kind of a jacket, thermal insulation jacket around it. So for this experiment, it's just simple as it can be, no insulation or anything like that. And we can see as we tracked along, as temperatures warmed up, it got back to its target. And towards the end as well, it was just tracking along that 29 degrees Celsius as well, quite well, until of course the temperature dropped again down here, and we can see that up here as well. And so that's the outcome of this experiment. I'm really happy with it. It means that so long as the ambient temperature doesn't drop 7.5 degrees or 8 degrees below your starter's desired temperature, this thing's just going to track completely flat. And even if the temperature does drop below that, sure enough, the starter is going to drop a little bit as well, but that's a hell of a lot better than having no heating at all. So the yeast are going to be very happy. And of course we could improve it by adding a jacket, or maybe we'll end up giving it a bit more heating power as well in the end. But that's it for now. So that's the experiment. I'm really happy with it, and I might run another experiment again soon with a maybe put it in my fermentation fridge, and I'll set it to a more regular starter temperature like 20 degrees Celsius, and then set the fermentation fridge up and down to see how it would track on cold nights and stuff like that. That's it from now. Happy brewing, guys.